What?
And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner!
Who gives a shit about where the ball's been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team. Do I look like I'm freaking kidding?
He does things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
Welcome to the weekly recap from We Are Soccer. Oh, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. What a fun, fantastical soccer weekend we just had. If you enjoyed the football as much as I did, cheers to you. Spurs fans, yeah, you dominated, but you didn't get anything out of it. We'll talk about that. Oh, and there was a wonder goal that happened today. My, oh my. Yes, it reminded us of a goal from several years ago. Whew. The young kid, Garnacho. Well done, son. We'll talk about that. We're talking NCAA soccer. We're talking U17 Soccer World Cup there. We are talking everything. Pro soccer to youth soccer and everything in between, my friends. It's the weekly recap from We Are Soccer. Cheers for joining us. Big shout out to our partners. Thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net. By the way, tomorrow is Cyber Monday, and they've got some awesome deals. Check them out. Thank you to Next Level Training. Appreciate you guys, the best trainers in the country. Thank you to Dog and Pony Show Brewing. They supply the beer. I was there earlier. Good dudes, good time at Dog and Pony Show. Get down there to Oak Park. Thank you to the Michigan Jags. Some of the best soccer experience around, no matter what the level. All right. We're going to get to the soccer pretty quick here, but I want to say hi to the boys in the studio. We got a new look to the studio. The guys and I came in yesterday, and they did most of the work. I stood around and watched. They cleaned it up. They made this place spectacular. First off, why don't we talk to Danny and Nate. Boys, how are we? How was the weekend?
I moved a desk.
You moved a desk. You moved two desks. Two desks.
Two desks. Right there. Look at my desks.
Yeah.
Take a look at my desk, Danny. My long, hard, thick desk. Yeah?
All right.
So glad the show ends at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just talking about desk, a little desk talk.
Mm-hmm.
Rich mahogany, thick, hard, throbbing wood desks that lights up with, I'm not supposed to talk about the desk, am I? It's coming later.
Nope, that's coming later. We got a lot of news.
Yeah,
to
we
get
can't just reveal our desk
Yeah,
right away. You got to
breaking news right now.
hold the desk back. Let it slowly reveal itself. Anyways.
Anywho.
All right. Greg, I can't wait to talk about some of these new prospects in Germany. Have you heard of this kid, Harry Kane? Amazingly young talent.
I have
developed.
heard of him. He's not quite young, but yeah, we'll get
Amazingly
to that. Yep.
Amazingly young talent. Developed
talent.
in the heart of Munich. Baby. How are you, Danny?
I can't wait to talk about
Acho. Never heard of him. Does he play in Germany?
Alejandro.
He doesn't play in Germany. He doesn't play in that Farmers League anyway. He plays in the Premier League with good old Manchester United.
Does he need to be developed like this Harry Kane kid? You ever heard of him?
No, the kid scored probably arguably the greatest goal of all time today. So I'm happy camper.
You know, I heard you. Somebody compared it to the Wayne Rooney goal, and you had some critiques that it actually possibly could be better.
I'll save it for the show.
Yeah, I'll
save it for later.
That's what we
on.
call it.
We're going to get to that.
But I had a wonderful
teaser.
Thanksgiving. I had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Did you?
My
Yes.
first Southern Thanksgiving, I will say, with armadillo. You ever had armadillo before?
I would eat so much armadillo. You don't even.
You can eat.
You cannot.
You can eat
Listen,
armadillo.
there
You
is-
can, apparently.
There is nothing you can turn me
Armadillo,
off to as far as food.
fantastic. Tastes
will-
just like pork.
I will eat anything
Just tastes like pork.
once.
It's really good. I had giblets.
Is any of this better than the turkey I just gave you?
The armadillo was better.
All right, move on.
I haven't tried the turkey.
Right now, I need a moment.
Yeah,
a moment.
yep.
Just move on, please.
Well, all right. We do have another one in the. We have Stasso Arigato, Mr. Robato. Hello, Brooks, and your new fabulous background in your wall that you've got all your nice posters up on.
I
How are
know.
you, my friend?
Good. Let's see. Watching college soccer this weekend. Didn't go to any matches, but the wonderful ESPN Plus has a lot of the men's and women's matches. So we've got the women's Final Four is set, and the Sweet 16 for the men just finished up. So the Elite Eight will be taking place next weekend. So that'll be a good time in men's college soccer. What else did I do? Oh, preparing for the Midwest Pro Combine again, December 20th and 21st in the Legacy Center in Brighton, Michigan. So that'll be a good fun time.
Awesome.
Sending emails out to players and coaches and all that fun stuff. And then, what else did I do? I was in here Saturday helping you guys clean and hang up stuff. And, if you want to see what our new studio looks like, go check our Instagram out.
Yeah.
Check our Instagram, our Twitter, check all our social media for all the stuff we post. So, yeah.
Lots of fun stuff happened this weekend. We cleaned up. We got a brand new studio coming as well. Lots more news, but that's not what you're here for. You're here to chat soccer. Do me a huge favor. No matter what platform you're on, leave us a comment. Let us know if you like what we're talking about and put your thoughts in. All right, we're going to jump to it. Boys and girls, 7 a.m. Saturday morning. That first game kicked off 7:30. I think it was 7:30. Eastern time. Man City hosting Liverpool. What? I think the game lived up to its billing. Nice, bright blue skies there in Manchester. The sun was shining, and out came the stars. Erling Haaland with a brilliant goal. Fastest player in Premier League history to 50 goals. Took him 48 games. He is a goal machine. That goal he scored was, if you watch the replay, not a simple goal. First touch control, second touch hit before the two defenders closed down. I will blame the fact that Matip and Virgil van Dijk had no idea where he was. He stood between the two of them, and they couldn't pick him out of a crowd for some weird reason. Defending was horrible from Liverpool there. Now, I think, personally, Man City went on to dominate this game, and then Liverpool slowly grew into it. Doku was a machine. 11 dribbles at one point. That doesn't happen in English Premier League football very often, where a player gets the ball and dribbles 11 times. That's an incredible number if you really think about it. 8 successful, 3 he was stopped on. What a player. Pep obviously picked that out as a little bit of a weakness in Liverpool. He wanted him to run at that the right side of Liverpool's defense. Danny, I know, has some thoughts on that. But I want everybody's thoughts. Allison goes up to get that ball. Akanji, I believe it's Akanji, puts his hand on the shoulder. Is that a foul? Because the referee and VAR agreed with it, said it was a foul, even though, was it? I don't know. Boys, your thoughts on this game and that particular foul?
Well, let's just say that the crowd sounded like in a graveyard. It sounded like a morgue at the Etihad this weekend. No atmosphere whatsoever. Even though the game was there for the neutral, it was an entertaining game, really, wasn't it? To be honest.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
City had complete control of it for large portions of the game, but Liverpool grew into it. Good game for the neutral. I think City will be disappointed they didn't get the 3 points. Liverpool were rescued by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And on that note, I will say this: he's such a divisive player. Going forward, I think him and Kyle Walker are probably two of the best fullbacks that England's produced. But defensively, he's bog average.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Really average.
And I think Pep picked him out.
When you grasp it, when you grasp the fact that he's average, you really have to praise his brilliance and understand his weakness, really. Praise his brilliance, which leads me into what we've talked about on the show for a number of months. Moving him into midfield and allowing Slobosai and Endo, to sit behind him and do the defensive responsibilities allows Trent to be able to get forward and do the things that he's good at, which was getting Liverpool the point. A great first control, firing through a crowd there. Great finish.
Great finish from him as well.
But he got absolutely abused all day by Jeremy Doku.
Oh, yeah. Doku ran at him like there was no tomorrow every single time he got the ball.
Was it something like 11 or 12 successful dribbles?
I think he was, at one point, he had 11 dribbles, 8 of them successful, and then it might have been a couple more after that. I don't know. Here's something I want to pick out as well, Danny. McAllister was playing very deep for Liverpool. I think Liverpool came out, tried to play, but they sat back a little bit further than they normally do, and it took them a while to really grow into this game. Allison did not have a good game, in my opinion. This was probably one of the poorer games I've ever seen him play. And I explained to my son today, my 10-year-old son, as we were rewatching it this afternoon. We watched several minutes, and he said, "What's the final of this score? A lot to a little?" I go, "No, they tied 1-1," and he couldn't believe it because Man City do not put away their opportunities. They did not put away their opportunities.
One of the reasons why, you're looking at the table right now, and I was this afternoon, you've got 6 points separating 6th from 1st, and a bunch of teams in between that. Even Villa, I think, are a point off top, something, or 2 points off top.
Yeah.
So, City haven't set the world alight, but, this is typical Man City, really. To be honest with you, they don't really kick on until January, February time. So
you're not wrong. We all know in the past several years they seem to just get through the first half of the season, like you said, Danny, and then they kick on in the second half into just getting through August to December, and then January all of a sudden it sparks on. And I was thinking about that today with Arsenal. Now, Arsenal last year started out with a bang, and they led the entire season until the very last month. Arsenal started out a little slow this year. They haven't played good football, but wouldn't you know it, they're at the top of the table at the moment. Do you think Arteta's kind of in the summer said, we started out with a bang and then we finished and went, ooh, this wasn't a very good finish? Do you think he may have harked back to the days of sitting on the bench with Pep and changed things around a little bit himself? I know we're switching gears here a little bit, but it kind of
I think
begs the conversation.
I think if you look at the top 6 right now, the only team in that top 6 for me that's played really good football this season is Liverpool.
Yeah.
If you look at that top 6 on a consistent basis, I'm talking here.
Yeah.
So I mean,
let's put up that table as you see there. You're right. Sorry, not to cut you off, Danny, but Arsenal won there on 30 points, Manchester City on 29 points, Liverpool on 28 points. And 28 goals scored, only 11 conceded, a goal difference of plus 13. I'm going to agree with you. I think Liverpool have been they play some of the best football this year so far.
There's been 6 points separating 6th from 1st, or 7 points from European places separating, Newcastle and Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's nothing considering that, this is the table going into the biggest month of the season.
Yes.
When, you kind of separate the men from the boys in a way, or you'll get a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
You just look at United in 6th, and they haven't set the world alight, but they're 6 points off top, which is 2 games and drop points. It's manageable. I'm not saying they're going to win the league, but I'm saying that between 1 and 7th, it's very, very tight, and I think the World Cup and the amount of games that they all played last year has had a massive effect on it, with the number of injuries that are across not only the Premier League but all European leagues at the moment.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be an interesting couple of weeks, especially through the month of December, which is obviously the busiest time of the season.
Yeah, I think it will be. Sorry, Nate, go ahead.
I think that's when you're going to see your separation start to happen.
Yeah.
That month of December. Yep. And going back to Liverpool, I think Klopp missed an opportunity here to actually take a win.
So do I.
I think
think
if
so?
you just, I think
I said 2-1.
You did call it 2-1.
I did say 2-1. I thought Liverpool could go there and get 3 points. I really did.
And I think he missed an opportunity by late in the game, not starting with Endo or Gravenbach, coming who are natural defensive center midfielders, and letting Solskjaer run free. Because when he's able to run free, that's when he's able to create. And I think he could have done a lot of damage sitting one of those players deep with McAllister and just letting him go.
Yeah.
And I will say the Trent Alexander build-up in order to score that goal was absolutely class, and that was a class finish by him. So, but I just thought he missed an opportunity there.
Agreed, 100% agreed, as I stuttered there. Missed an opportunity. Still probably one of the more entertaining games of the weekend, so I don't think anybody was not
most entertaining.
Not the
Not
most
the
entertaining.
most
Depending on your opinion, right?
No.
The first
The facts.
10 minutes of the next game we're going to talk about was more entertaining than the Man City Liverpool game, I thought.
I'm gonna. I don't want to agree with you, but I want to disagree with you because I really loved the way Pep and Klopp kind of set up and how you could see the players and the little instincts of what they were trying to do. It was a chess match, and then there was a chess match within the chess match with how they were making changes. So for me, just kind of what I expected from them. I was thoroughly entertained by it. We will get to that next game. Let's jump in and talk about that. So listen, boys and girls, after 15 minutes, this game could have been 3-2. It was crazy. Posts were hit. There was easily a ball cleared off the line or two. There was a header that was missed. Oh my, Tottenham at home hosting my Aston Villa. Finished 2-1. I swear to you, I texted after 15 minutes, I texted my dad and my brothers and said, we could be on the wrong side of a good hiding here. We're going to get thumped if we don't pick it up because Villa played such a high line and they didn't, and like they've done all season, they didn't deviate away. Had one of our friends of the show, Scott, texted me and says, why are Villa playing such a high line? Why won't they change that? They need to change that. And I said, it isn't going to change. It's what they've done all year. And their speed will bail them out. And thankfully, the speed bailed them out. And so did the goalie. And so did the post. And I wore my lucky socks today. And I think it paid off because we rode our luck. And as I said, came out 2-1. Danny, as you said, you thought that was probably the most entertaining game of the weekend.
We both did, didn't we?
I said it in the text. I don't know why you're not hammering me because normally I make fun of your Villa and make fun of you because, well, I shouldn't say make fun of your Villa. It's just a way to make fun of you.
I get it.
Yeah, it's like it has really nothing to do with the team. I could really care about the team. I just want to make fun of you.
Huh. Okay.
I mean, I love you.
Yeah.
Anyways, juice.
Banter. We call that banter.
But
Banter.
What a game, though.
yeah, it was a hell of a game. That was like
Could have been 2-2 after 4 minutes, 3-2 after 7.
oh,
It was end to end. There was absolutely no defending in that first 7.
If either
to 10
team had
minutes.
brought their shooting boots today, it would have been 3-3
God.
after 10 minutes. You're not wrong.
You know what though? That was honestly, in my opinion, that was a master class of pressing from both teams.
Right.
Where how they were going at each other and pressing. And I only hope that Villa continues, and I'm sure because you watch them more than me, Craig, so you know better than I do here. I hope they continue to play that way throughout, no matter what the team is, because it didn't seem like they were intimidated being at not White Hart Lane, but Villa Park anymore, and it didn't seem like they were intimidated.
The only problem that I saw with Villa's pressing was the fact that in that first 15, 20 minutes, their back line was so high that a better team would have picked them off.
So 100% agree, and that's what happened at Newcastle, and that's what happened at Liverpool. A better
Right.
team who could finish the ball did pick them off. Now, we did have a makeshift for some reason. He shifted and played with a back three, which he normally hasn't done. So that was a unique situation there. But you're not wrong. And again, I think if either team would have had their shooting boots on, it would have been 3-3 after 20 minutes. Villa's line, their back line plays so high, they need oxygen masks occasionally. It's scary. It's scary how high they play. Here's something I noticed today that no other team has done against Aston Villa. Heung-min Son, played behind when Villa had the ball. When Villa's back line had the ball, we're passing around, the three back there, and occasionally Cash or Lucas Digne would drop back. Heung-min Son would drop, and he would put himself between Emi Martinez, the goalie, and the back line. They were trying to prevent Villa from having that outlet ball of Emi Martinez. And every time he got the ball, Heung-min Son was within a couple of feet, so he had to speed up the play. I haven't seen any team this year do that. That's a first. Ange Postecoglou's little that was him.
I tell you what, and this is one of the reasons why I had Lucas Digne in my Premier League 11 a couple of weeks ago when we revealed it on the show, I think in week 8. His deliveries into the box from set pieces was unreal. Pau Torres should have had a hat-trick today.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I mean, should have had a hat-trick of the header that he missed in the first half just before halftime, just past the post. What a delivery. Absolutely fantastic delivery. But, Spurs were Spurs at the end of the day. Poor at the back, and they lacked depth in that squad. And we always thought, after their unbeaten start to the season, we always thought, okay, well, is it Postecoglou? Is he changed something? He has. He's made them more expressive. They're more free flowing going forward. But I always thought that if Villa Spurs pick up a couple of injuries, it'd be interesting to see how they would adapt to it, and they haven't adapted real well. That's 3 losses on the bounce.
Yep.
But I will say this about Villa: even though they played with that really high dangerous line in that first half, they're starting to show, and Emery is starting to show that they can manage a top 4 club. They can manage good opponents. He's a tactical masterclass. He's very, very good at his job. He's a great manager. I actually thought it was the way that Villa played in the second half. I thought this could have been 3 or 4.
Yeah, they absolutely could have put 3 in the back.
Yeah,
of the net
absolutely.
There. Yeah,
I thought
easily.
Villa, they had
Just
the
a
goal
bit
disallowed,
unlucky.
didn't they?
Yeah.
Watkins was disallowed, which I thought was
marginally
offside. We're talking armpits again.
Yep.
But I thought, I thought Villa were great today. I did.
Here's what's happened in the last 12 months. In the last, we'll actually say, maybe a little 14 months. He's been able to take players who were average, good players and turn them into great players. John McGinn has become an absolute stud who does dirty work in the middle of the field, wins the ball, is so quick, and is able to get the ball up the field. Douglas Luiz is now a starter in the Brazil squad. I don't care who you play for, what your name is. You're a starter in the Brazilian national team squad. You're doing something right. He is absolutely a pest when the other team has the ball. He bothers the heck out of the center midfielders for the other team. He is a brilliant player. I love it. He's got Bailey playing well. Oh, and by the way, he made 2 subs early in the second half, Tielemans and Bailey coming in. Phenomenal. Just changed the game with 2 subs, and Tottenham couldn't handle it. I think, Danny, you nailed it, though. Spurs kind of did what Spurs do. They gave it away a little bit, and they couldn't change their format in the second half. And unfortunately for them, as you called it...
Did you hear what Roy Keane said on Sky Sports?
No, I want to know.
So they interviewed Roy Keane in the studio at Sky Sports, and Roy Keane's gone, it was just very Spursy.
Yeah.
Just very Spursy.
Hey, you remember when you didn't value Ollie Watkins?
I haven't even talked about his goal yet. But yes.
Remember when he wasn't a
Yes.
good player?
Yes.
Remember a fortnight ago when you're like, oh, you could take him. You could have Ollie Watkins over to United.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say
That
I've
was
said
good
it
times.
before, and I'll say it again. I was wrong. I think his first touch still needs to get a little bit better, but his goal that he took today was first touch control, just like Haaland's actually. First touch control, and he hits it before the defender gets there. He doesn't try to do too much. He doesn't try to put his foot through the ball. He just tries to get enough mustard on the ball and hits it. The goalkeeper, he hits it so quickly, the goalkeeper didn't even know it was coming. Brilliant finish.
Going back to Leon Bailey, it's finally good to see him do what he used to do for Leverkusen and the talent that he was back there, playing. And right when he went to Villa, I even told you he's a great player. And he was kind of curbed for the last 2 years when he came over. He wasn't really performing like he used to. Now he seems to be out there doing what the player he was from the past.
He's finally able to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. Hopefully he can stay healthy because he really is a game changer when he gets on the field with his speed.
But playing in the right role and doing the right things and playing the game that he is good at.
Yep. Players of the game today for me, Pau Torres and Emi Martinez. No matter what you think of Emi Martinez, one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and he proved it today. There was 2 or 3 saves that he absolutely... I think another goalkeeper does not get to it. He gets to it, palms it away, and holds some. Just phenomenal. I forget who it was, Huminson or Kulusevski that went in on goal, and it reminded me of that save he made on Mbappe in the World Cup final where he comes out and spreads himself and gets it with his left leg, makes himself big. Player of the match, 100%, Emi Martinez. And if you press me, I could say Pau Torres for his goal and the way he played and the calmness and coolness he has on the ball with defenders coming at him. Brooks, do we have any stats from this game? Because I will tell you now, I watched this game today with 4 other Villa fans at Dog and Pony Show, and we made, I think, a little bit more noise than the Spurs fans. And after the game, they were all very sad and glum, and they walked out without saying anything, obviously, because they lost points. And I had a couple of them come up to me, and one specifically, Miss Stephanie, a huge Tottenham fan. She comes up and she said, I can't believe we lost that game. We had 78 or 68% of possession. And I said the old Jose Mourinho line, you can take the ball, we'll take the points. But tell me some of those stats, my friends.
Yeah. So Tottenham outshot Villa today, 18-15. Only shots on target, 8 of those 18 for Spurs, and only 5 of 15 for Villa. But what counts is with the ball that goes in the back of the net, right?
Yep.
Possession, 62% Tottenham, 38% Villa. Passes, 633 passes from Tottenham, and 384 from Villa. Passing accuracy, pretty even on both sides, 90% for Tottenham and 86% for Villa.
What were the pass numbers? 638 from Tottenham?
633.
633 from Tottenham, and how many for Villa?
384.
So they almost doubled us in passes, huh?
Yeah. Yep. Offsides, though, that offsides line worked, that high line. 5 offsides for Tottenham and only 2 for Villa. So there you go.
Yeah. What were you saying, Nate?
That's not the glaring stat.
What was the glaring stat, my friend? 2-1 final score?
Yeah, 2-1 final score. Bitch. Tottenham touches an opposition box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tottenham 51.
Wow.
They had 51 touches
51.
in the Villa box. 51.
Villa?
Yeah.
Villa 16.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's efficiency.
Yes. That's what I mean. That's a glaring
Yeah, that's a big difference.
stat.
Oh,
man.
that's
wow.
That's Richarlison missing, Madison missing, Harry Kane missing.
Yep.
Son not scoring.
Harry
goals.
Kane doesn't miss for
Well,
Munich.
No, he doesn't from Munich. No, but
No.
From Munich.
but
So
Tottenham couldn't hit the boat from the ocean.
so boys, here's a quick. I don't want
the
to
ocean from a boat. Shit, I got that backwards.
Yeah, I said, wait a minute. You got that. Here's a quick question for you. A little bit of an unscripted question for you boys. I think I'm changing my mind a little bit on this. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Tottenham, are they a better team? If right now, if they had Harry Kane in this team, would they be a better team? If he's in this team,
Yes.
they'd be better than what they are right now. Or does he take something away because he's a
No.
deep lying center forward?
But he still scores a lot of his goals from
He
in the
does.
box.
He does.
You know, you got 51 touches in the box. Harry Kane's putting away 3 of those shots.
I mean, James Madison's a huge miss for them.
Massive.
I mean, let's be honest with
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You know,
And Mickey Van de Ven, the starting center back.
Yep.
Nate, you look like you were going to answer the Harry Kane question in a different direction.
I don't think you could press like they were doing in that game with Harry Kane. I don't think he's going to press like that.
Is it because he's lazy or just because
It's just not his game.
it's just not his
I
game?
don't want to say
Not
he's
a pressing
lazy. It's
game.
just not. It's not his game. I mean, are they? So it's hard to say that Tottenham's a better player without
Better team without him.
a better team without one of the best goal scorers right now in the world. You know what I mean? Because he is. You just have to play different. So it's
It's hard to answer.
I'm not going to
because, like
say
you say, you
no.
play
I'm
different
not going to
without
say
him.
yes. I'm going to say you'd have to change the game that you're doing. Because that's honestly, that's Munich plays a completely different game. Everyone else does a lot of work. Not to say that he doesn't do work,
Yeah.
but everyone else does a lot of work, and he's the absolute finished product at the end of everything else. Now he comes back, he receives, he helps, and builds up play. He's much like for United fans, a Berbatov when you watch him play for Munich, but they're not pressing.
Right.
They're not pressing like that at all. Not at all.
No, I agree. That'll be up for debate. All right, wonder goal time. We are going to talk about was the goal of the season just scored today, and we will talk about that as we come back in about a minute.
Hi, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just gonna do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh, wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump.
Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin, you know that.
Huh?
It's a mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
Frank, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Huh?
All right. Thanks to Soccer World for helping us on our show here. Listen, visit them at soccerworld.net. Tomorrow it is Cyber Monday, and you can get some big, big discounts. And if you're in the Metro Detroit area, they have 3 locations. All right, as promised, wonder goal. About 2.5 minutes, something like that, into the game. Let me set it up real quick. Everton hosting Man United. First game back for Everton after the 10-point deduction. All 38,000 fans held up placards, big posters that had big red placards that said corrupt and had the Premier League logo on it. The fans are not happy. They have raised over £40,000, excuse me, to fight and protest against this deduction that the Premier League have handed them. I expected a huge backing from the fans. I expected noise. I expected demonstrations. I expected the team to pick up on this. And I don't think that happened. I think Everton did what we've seen Everton start out this year. They were poor. They're absolutely poor. But Man United, ooh, hello. You finally found something for the season. Seems like you found a little bit of form here. And they showed it. Now, we'll talk about this wonder goal as well. Why don't we get this out of the way real quick? All right. Wayne Rooney's goal was against the rivals, Man City at Man City. This is very similar, the Garnacho bicycle today. I at first thought, no. The Wayne Rooney goal is way better. It's in a rivalry game. It's a huge situation. This is just Everton on a Sunday evening, right? I've gone back and watched both goals several times now, changing my mind. Garnacho, I don't know if I'm stealing your thunder here, Danny, but Garnacho goes into the box and has to backpedal a little bit, turn his body round, get up in the air. Better goal, my friend.
Way better.
Incredible.
In the words of Andy Gray, the Scottish Sky Sports producer, what a hit, son. What a hit. Absolutely fantastic strike by Garnacho. Great service from Dallo. The ball's actually going away from him. It actually reminded me a little bit of Gareth Bale's goal, his bicycle kick against Liverpool in the Champions League final. It reminded me a little bit of that. It was going away for his body a little bit. But the difference between Garnacho and Rooney's, and they were both great goals. And just to correct you, the Rooney's goal was at Old Trafford.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
Why was that? Why did I think that was at what year was that? 2012? 10?
2011.
2011?
Because you hate
Why
United.
did I think that was at City?
That's
So
why.
Rooney's actually came off his shin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Garnacho's was full on laces.
Right in
in
the
the sweet
laces,
spot.
right in the sweet spot of that ankle and laces.
And I've actually jumped off the couch and I've gone, oh my fucking God, type thing. And the kids have come running out of the bedroom. But what a goal! What a goal! Great strike, goal of the season for me. No need to debate it anymore. Thank you very much, done and dusted. United started brightly, but in fairness to Everton, they grew into that first half, and to be honest with you, they could have been level or ahead at the break. Everton with some chances in that first half.
Yep.
Second half, United they looked at ease really coming out in the second half. I don't know what he changed at halftime, but they looked a lot more like the United of old of last season. Played with a little bit more swagger, a little bit more panache. Yes, I did say panache.
I'm still looking that up.
Yes. It was nice for Marcus Rashford to get on the score sheet. I actually thought he played a little bit better today, although we recently just got back with his girlfriend, or his ex-fiancée.
I did see that. Made some big news in the rags.
Yes.
It's back home in England. He's united again with his ex-fiancée, was it?
Yeah, ex-fiancée. He just got back with her, so hopefully he'll start performing again.
So that's what it is. United fans just need to make sure that they don't break up again, and then you'll get your Rashford back.
No, it was the hair dye.
Sounds like Taylor Swift situation.
Who?
Sounds like a Taylor Swift thing.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. So that's
Okay.
That's tres. Wins on the bounce. No goals conceded. 5 goals scored. 6 points off top, despite a poor start to the season. Guess it's all not doom and gloom at Old Trafford, is it now?
Hold on. I remember someone yesterday or last week saying, "Gonna be a win," and this guy going, "We're gonna lose." I remember someone yesterday as we were walking in to enjoy delicious breakfast after moving a couch,
Table.
moving a table,
I was just leading you into a false sense of security.
going, "We're gonna lose," and I said, "Why you gotta be so negative, Danny?
I was leading you into a false sense of security.
My security is already false." How many times do I have to flex before you realize that?
Well, I mean, in fairness, you were walking down the stairs. I was staring at your butt while I was. You know,
Thank you.
know.
I do legs every now and then. Anywho, back to the soccer. I will say that was one of United's. I don't know. I thought it was one of their best matches of the year.
Yeah.
And it was. Everyone could go Everton. And I agree. Everyone could say Everton, but the reason why you were saying that they were going to drop points was because of all that was going on, and it was a hornet's nest in there. Anyone who's watching could hear the firework explosions.
Oh,
that
yeah.
were apparently going outside the stadium. The crowd was going insane. The players seemed motivated. That was probably the best I think Everton looked to play most of the year. They wanted to prove a point to everyone watching, and for United to kind of dominate that game and actually do it in such a way that they actually looked good.
It was the early goal. It was the Garnacho spectacular goal in the second minute that it took like all that hype and build and fans and players.
That took the hot air out of it.
Yeah,
It just took the
sucked
sting
it
out of it. Yeah,
Disagree.
absolutely.
I think it was the second goal, and it's still Garnacho who is making a lot of that happen, constantly beating Ashley Young, constantly. And that second goal off of PK is really where the sail just went out of them. And I will say, Onana played a fantastic.
Oh, he made a great save, didn't he? At 2-0.
Oh my God!
Off the Tarkowski header.
He made a great save off the 1-0. The shot that was in that he went full stretch like this and came right down.
That was Calvert-Lewin as well. Header.
Yeah.
from
It's,
across.
it's interesting. Your goalie's finally playing well in the last last month, right? He's putting it together and playing well, and you're winning. The team has confidence, and they are playing like they know what they're doing.
Well, it was
and
nice.
not leaking goals, and it breeds confidence.
It was nice. I tell you what, one of the big misses, and I thought he was absolutely tremendous today, and he's missed a good portion of the season. But it was nice to welcome Luke Shaw back today. And he played full 90 minutes. He looked great.
He was critical.
Brilliant on the attack. Good in the defensive shape. Harry Maguire was outstanding today again, defensively.
So far as your player of the season.
Yeah, he was absolutely tremendous. I do want to say a great shout out to the 18-year-old Kobe Manu. He was absolutely tremendous. Looked like a 25-year-old seasoned professional playing as a CDM today in the middle of midfield. And I was really excited with him on preseason. The way he played in those preseason games, got injured against Real Madrid, and we haven't seen him since, but he came back in today. And when you're keeping Arambat on the bench, who they just brought in on loan, and you play with that level of stature as an 18-year-old, you can look at Manu and Garnacho, and, you're looking like, okay, good future.
And all credit to Danny, because I called him before the game, just to hear his voice, because I needed to.
Yep. Understood.
Yeah. And
Is that why he refused my phone call?
yeah, that's probably why he put you on hold.
Understood.
Anywho, and I was like, how, you're pursuing this Aaron Bat for weeks, months. You get him in, I get it, he's alone, and you can't beat this kid out. And Danny literally says he is probably the best defensive midfielder. He'll be probably the best field player that we have on that team. And sure enough, you were 100% right that game, because if it wasn't for Onana making the saves that he made, that kid in his first Premier League start would have been the player of the match. And all I could think of is if he keeps developing between him and Jude Bellingham, because he's English.
Yeah.
Holy crap, is England going to have a good midfield?
When United played against Arsenal in preseason in New Jersey, he played in the center of the midfield there, and he had Declan Rice in his back pocket, and they were talking about a full England international there that's played in a Euro final.
Yep.
Just made a move to Arsenal. He's a good kid, got his head screwed on really well. You took the first 2 minutes of the game, he took a ball in a pocket of pressure and just gone one touch out with the outside of his foot, and you're thinking, yeah, you're a player. You are a player.
The kid had a goal line save.
Yeah.
The
No,
kid
he
had
was
a goal
everywhere
line save.
today. He was everywhere today.
And all I could think is him and Jude playing next to each other in a double pivot. Holy crap, that's going to be awesome for England. You know, for those who care, Craig. You know.
Yeah. No. I mean,
He doesn't because
listen,
it's Manchester United. But
listen. Hey, I think the criticism was fair for Man United at the beginning of the season. It was awful to watch. It wasn't typical Man United. Onana wasn't playing well. All of a sudden, you had injuries, and every team suffers injuries, and they struggled. It looked like there was several games there where Erik ten Hag didn't know how to change up the game. It seems like all of a sudden in the last 5 games here, the team's figured it out.
well,
They're figuring out their identity, and it's go time, because I think if they hadn't have been go time, it would have been uh-oh time.
this is technically a new manager bounce, though, because Ten Hag was in the stands, so he wasn't actually allowed to sit with the team. So
I got nothing for you there.
don't worry, next week we'll be back to the usual program of
Back to
crap
the-
United football.
Well, speaking of that, Brooks, who do Man United have for the next 5 league games? As you heard us say earlier, and this is for every club coming through December, this is make or break time. This is going to be the time where you're either going to grow up and be a man, or you're going to fall down and be a whiny little baby and not cross the line at the end of the season. So, Brooks, who do Man United have for the next 5 league games through December here?
You just, I mean, there's more. There's 7 league games left till the end of December.
Go for it.
So yeah.
Let me hear it.
So on December 2nd, so obviously this weekend, upcoming weekend, they play Newcastle.
And that's a tough one, as we'll talk about the Newcastle match that just happened today. They looked really good. But
Yes.
Go ahead. Yep.
December 6th, which is a Wednesday, they're going to play Chelsea.
Okay. All right.
Yes. Saturday, December 9th, they're going to play Bournemouth.
Okay. Bournemouth won today, but or this weekend. So
Yep.
Okay. Next.
And then they're going to play December 17th, but on the 12th, they have a Champions League game against Bayern. So when they come off of that, they're going to play Liverpool, their league game.
Bayern and Liverpool back. Okay. My
Yep.
word.
And then they have West Ham on the 23rd,
Okay.
at Villa on the 26th.
Yep. At Villa Park.
Yep. And Nottingham Forest on the 30th.
Okay. Yeah, that is definitely quite the 7-game stretch right there. My word.
There is a small ray of hope that they actually could get out of the Champions League group.
Yeah.
It's possible.
This
I
It's
look at-
entirely
I
possible.
look at those 7 games, right? And there's 21 points available to the end of the season. And I've just wrote down there quickly. I wouldn't be shocked if they got 15 points out of those 21 games. Those 21 points. I wouldn't be shocked.
I will.
What are they, 15 out of 18 right now?
Well, hold on. One of those games was Bayern, so it was only 6. Was it 6 league games, or was it 7 league?
No,
Seven.
seven. I
Seven
listed
leagues.
8 matches,
Okay,
but one
sorry.
was, yeah.
So I've got out of that list there, I've got us getting beat by Newcastle and getting beat by Liverpool, both away.
If I put the under/over at 15.5 points for those, what would you be willing to say you get? What would you be willing to lay down on that?
15 points from 21 out of those 7 games.
Sure, we'll go with that.
So I've got wins against Chelsea, Bournemouth, West Ham, Villa, and Forest. Losses to Newcastle and Liverpool out of the 21. 15 points.
I personally think they will get less than 15 points. I think there'll be a draw or 2 in there.
Yeah,
Chelsea would draw with them. Watch that.
I've got.
Yeah.
I'll take that wager.
You want to wager?
I'll take it.
Yeah, you think you're going to get more than 15 points, and I think you're going to get less than 15 points.
I will take it. Yes, I will take it.
You know where? I think the draw is going to happen against Liverpool.
And that might give me 17 points from 21.
And not because
Okay.
United's on the same level
Yeah.
playing as Liverpool. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Liverpool's a better team.
Yep.
But something funny always happens when you play a rival.
Agreed. Now, Brooks.
I'll take that
Brooks,
bet.
can you bring up who Man United have played the last 5 games against?
Yeah, in
the last
league.
5 league games. Yeah.
Yep. So for counting today, Everton.
Yep. Bottom half table team.
Yep. Luton Town on the 11th.
Bottom of the table team.
World beaters.
Fulham.
Fulham on the 4th.
Bottom half
World-
table team. Yep.
International superstar
Okay.
Tim Ream.
Go ahead.
Man City on the 29th of October.
Yep. We know about that one. Yeah.
Never heard of him.
And Sheffield United on the 21st. of
World
October.
beaters.
So out of the last 5 games, you've played one team. And you've won.
Luton.
You've won.
Right? Is
You can
that
only
what-
play who's in front of you.
Did Liverpool, or did Liverpool not, or did they go to Luton and draw 1-1?
They did.
Okay.
And they had to
Did-
score in the last minute.
Did City go
Mhm.
to Sheffield United and narrowly beat 2-1?
First game of the season, yep.
Right, and so did we.
Yep.
You see where I'm going with this?
I see where you're going. You see where I'm going with it, right? You've played. All of a sudden, you've found some form in the
screw it.
last
Just
5
like,
games.
You're like, I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. I'll take 15 points from 21.
Yeah, all right.
Let's get it on, Donkey Kong.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Brooks.
said I was the one who proposed the bet.
I got it. If you lose, you got to wear a Villa jersey.
No,
If you lose, you
no.
got to wear a Man United
No,
jersey.
I don't want anybody wearing a Villa jersey if they don't like Villa, and I'm definitely not wearing that
Oh
rag.
my gosh.
Not happening.
Yes, go ahead, Nate.
What is the obsession with having opposing fans wear jerseys of your team?
I don't know.
I don't want anybody wearing my Villa shirts if they're not a fan of the club.
What shall I put on the line?
Nate's got something to say. Go ahead.
I just want to buy a Villa jersey now and then, and then as I shit on them, wear that jersey the whole time just to piss you off.
I mean, I don't understand why you would spend money on an opposing club, but
To make you mad.
I've got a better one here. I've got plenty of United shirts. You've got plenty of Villa shirts, right?
I mean, yeah.
Right. If I win,
Yeah.
then I get to wipe my ass with your Villa shirt.
Ooh,
Oh.
shit stain.
And if you win, you get to wipe my ass with my United shirt.
Ooh.
I get to do that again? Oh, all right.
And if they tie, both you got to wear Stuttgart jersey.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
We will come
Harry
up.
Kane,
we will
Bayern
come up
Munich
with a bet. We
jerseys.
will come up with a bet, but I do think 15.
No.
I think it'll be below 15 due to the fact that it'll be a draw or 2 in there.
I tell you what.
You get 2 draws, all of a sudden you're effed.
I'll tell you what. I tell you what. You have to eat crawfish.
I don't-
Crawfish is actually really good.
No, it's not.
You know,
You have to eat
I
crawfish.
don't eat seafood.
My missus will make you crawfish or gumbo.
Wait,
and you have to eat a full
Hold on.
plate of it without puke.
Not a chance.
This sounds extremely delicious. Can I be on the bet?
Yes.
And can I lose to
Can
eat the
Nate-
crawfish
can
and
Nate,
the gumbo?
can Nate eat the fish? If,
I don't care win lose. I just want to eat the crawfish and the gumbo. Can I eat the crawfish and the gumbo?
You're gonna suck the brains out of a crawfish.
I did about 2 weeks ago. Bet free, and paid for it.
And you enjoyed that?
It's delicious.
Oh, down in Austin?
Oh my.
No, actually, we went to my son and I went to a place actually local.
Oh, nice.
A1
Would you
Crabs.
take an oyster down your throat?
I have and would and yes, please.
What
I got nothing.
Did
So-
you like my Bayern Munich?
No,
Kane?
because I have it better.
Okay, that's
if
fine.
it's a tie,
Fair.
both these guys.
That's why you usually go half a point, so there's no tie. But if he wants to go straight 15,
No, I want a tie on this one.
I'll take 15.5 because
No, there has to be a tie for this to work.
Yes.
If there's a tie, both you have to wear a gray champions.
Oh,
shirt.
good lord!
How about I
As
have,
long as it's not a lacrosse shirt.
I have 2 lacrosse jerseys. I think that should be the loser, right? You have to wear both of them.
That was a fast number 2, but all that was ringing in my head was
Yeah.
the guy in the gray champions.
I'd rather sit on an anthill than wear a lacrosse jersey.
I
Brooks.
know, that's why it's funny, because you guys hate it so much. So that's what makes the bet fun. I've got 2 of them, too.
We,
Big champion with the C, you know?
We will come up with a bet, but
Yeah.
I think that with all right. So we're on the bet. We're betting.
We're betting.
We'll figure out what
We'll
what the
figure out.
loser-
We'll post it on the bet board for our
Okay.
viewing staff.
Now, I think you've given your reasons of why you do think that you will win, right? Because they're playing well. They're finally finding their form, right? I'm going to give one. I think the last 5 games you've had are against -1 or against poor teams. But one of the reasons is there's a lot of games in a little span of time there. And I don't think you're going to want to play Bayern and get hammered. So I think you'll put out a good team there, taking more energy out of the legs, less recovery time.
Played 68 games last season, my friend.
Oh, no,
And
I
played well.
completely agree. Now, what was it? The 10th, the 12th, and like the 15th, all of a sudden you got 3 games, and one of those is the Bayern game. And
I think they should roll out the youth academy team for the Bayern.
I agree.
This is gonna get hammered. Just let them go. They're on the street.
Because I don't want to fall into the Europa League, though. That's interesting. Anyway,
Yeah. All right. No. Now, let's skip ahead here. 2 of the teams that on that list for Man United in December played this weekend. Newcastle 4, Chelsea 1 at St. James's Park. This game started out with a bang as well. And then Chelsea decided to put in the performance, what was considered to be by Pochettino the worst of the season. He was in the stands after accumulating too many yellow cards, and Chelsea just fell apart. One lone goal scored by Raheem Sterling on a free kick, wouldn't you believe? Up and over the wall. His, we'll call it technique for the free kick was a little unusual, but a very well taken free kick as the ball ended up in the back of the net. This could have been worse than 4-1. I do think the Pope, the goalkeeper for Arsenal, for Newcastle, played very well. But listen, 4-1, Newcastle did what they did, and they did it again. Isaac finally is healthy, and he put the ball in the back of the net for that first goal. Cucurella held him on side. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. I don't see how that guy continues to get into the team. I don't know how he was worth $50 million from Brighton. Well done, Brighton, for fleecing, absolutely fleecing
They play
Chelsea.
Guess who Chelsea play on next Sunday?
Brighton,
Yeah.
yeah.
And thank you, Chelsea, for not allowing that loan deal to go through for Cucurella.
Yes, because Man United definitely want him. I do not see that. That was not going to work out well, in my opinion. Sorry. I think he is a way overrated defender.
Chelsea. My God, Chelsea are manky, aren't they? They're just
They are the
manky.
most up and down team in the Premiership right now, in my opinion.
I told you below below 15.
1 week they're flying and they're 1 week they're flying and drawing with Man City 4-4 and should have been beating them. The next week you're getting a piss kicked out of them by Newcastle.
I mean, take nothing away from Newcastle at home because they're absolutely electric at St James's Park.
It's a fortress, isn't
You
it?
know, they've just Eddie Howe's done a really good job of turning that place into a really strong place to go, a really difficult place to go and play. You know, and Anthony Gordon looks like he's really enjoying himself now. You know, he was pivotal in that second half performance. His energy and attacking minded play was just absolutely fantastic. You know, he took his goal really well. You know, I think he laid on Joe Linton. Was it Joe Linton that scored the fourth?
Yep.
Yeah, I think his pressure caused the back pass that Joe Linton got on. So Anthony Gordon's really coming along, but Chelsea were piss poor, really piss poor.
They were. So their back line was just deplorable today. Thiago Silva got caught in two minds whether to pass the ball back to his goalkeeper, pass the ball back to another center back, and he did neither. He just passed it 2 feet away from himself and let was it Joe Linton who scored the Willock that scored that goal? Just let him roll in there.
It's ever likely. The guy's 39 years old. He moves slower than pond water. You know what I mean? He really does.
I mean, if that's the best they've got.
I mean,
I'm quicker than Thiago Silva. Craig can vouch for that.
maybe, but
Yes.
I'm just saying, he was like the oldest Premier League player capped. Just
Oldest outfield player.
yeah.
So then buy a centre back that's not 39 years old and moves slower than pond water.
38.
38.
Johnny Evans.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, there you
Take him,
go.
please.
Yeah, there you go.
Tim Ream.
Oh, good lord. He's only 36 at the moment, yeah? Still got some years
Spring
left.
checking next to him.
He is.
That's the Thiago Silva. But I will say Cole Palmer and Conor Gallagher next to each other in the middle of the fields.
Yeah, the
They
two
got
youth guys, right?
They got something to look forward
Yeah.
to. It's taking more time than Pochettino, I think, wanted. Earlier in the year, you could tell they were putting it together, and it was coming along. They go and they play, as I said, Man City and tie 4-4.
Do you know, I read a
Just
crazy
great
statistic.
game there.
I read a crazy statistic the other day. I almost sent it to Brooks to verify it, because he's Mr. Stato Arigato.
Nailed
Yes, nailed it.
Nailed it.
7 wins. Chelsea have had 7 wins total since Bowley took over in the Premier League.
That's true because
was a crazy
last
statistic.
year I don't think they won a game to the last game of the season or something, or
Yes.
at the end of the season or something silly like that. Yeah, it's nutty. It's nutty. It is absolutely nutty.
They will finish 11th and below, and I will win my bet, Craig.
I think you might. Let's put up
Yes.
that table. Let's put up that EPL table here. Chelsea right now are 10th, by the way. 4 wins, 4 draws, 5 losses, 22 goals for, 20 against. Listen, I still see them putting it together. I see them spending money in the January window. They'll buy a center back. They'll buy a guy who can score the goal, an Ivan Toney or as Nate has said, all they need is someone to get healthy again. Nkunku. And when he comes back, he could be the guy to solve the problem.
He's started training, and I think he is the guy to solve the problem.
They better not rush him.
I don't disagree with you. I think he's going to score goals, but how do you stop them leaking them?
Have him score more.
Oh,
Kind of the name of the game at that point. If you're going to leak goals, you got to score
so
more.
the old Kevin Keegan mentality. It doesn't matter. You score 4, we'll score 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's just crap.
The problem here, they should have just scored 5 goals. Wouldn't have been a problem. Would have got a 1. I will say I am starting to feel bad. Am I the only one in the room feeling a little bit bad for Pochettino right now? Like, am I?
No.
For Pochettino?
I mean, I feel a little bit bad for him.
I do.
mean,
I do. Yes.
I'm not even a Pochettino fan. I just was like, wow. Remember when you were like mediocre at Tottenham? Now you're just shit.
Now you're just crap with Chelsea. I do think Chelsea will put it together. I still think they'll finish higher than 11th, Brooks.
And then he got fired from PSG, who play in a crappy league.
Yeah,
So,
it is what it is.
I mean, he's not inherited the best squad though, has he?
No, he hasn't.
I mean, he hasn't, and he's inherited an owner that is probably about as useless as a chocolate fire guard.
Yes.
You know, I mean, just
Never heard that one before, but that's interesting.
So
a fire guard is the thing that goes around the fire in England. You know, just protects the kids from
Oh,
being burnt.
it's an English term. Oh, I'm
Yes.
learning.
So,
Okay.
you know,
Did you know this, Nate?
about as useful as a useful as a chocolate teapot.
Oh.
Is that better for you?
Never
Can you
heard
understand that one,
before
bro?
either.
So let me ask this question real quick. Everyone keeps focusing on like, oh, they need a forward, they need a forward, they need a forward but last 2 goals, 8 or 2 games, 8 goals.
Yeah.
We just criticized one of their center backs. Could it be that in the January transfer window, actually they go the other way and actually splash for a center back?
They need a center back. They need a left back because Cucurella isn't a very good center back. Left back. I mean, they need a whole new back line. They're terrible.
Well, I would
The
argue
only one is
I mean,
good
Reece
is
James has been terrible, though. He's been getting cards left to right and injured. I mean, something's wrong with him since he got the captain's armband.
His yellow cards today accumulated to a red. Silly boy.
But to me, like when you talk about a back line, your staple is your center back.
Oh, absolutely.
Always.
So if you get that one good center back and clearly Silva is no longer there, you replace him. It could just take one player. It could just take replacing him with a better center back, and the rest of the players around him are going to play better. And that often happens with a back line. You might not need to reconfigure the whole thing. You might be okay with your outside backs. You might be okay with that one left. And maybe all it takes is that one player, that one. So what I'm saying, Chelsea fans, the ray of hope might be that one center back, which actually could be pretty cheap in a transfer January window.
I mean, they got to splash some cash, so maybe they'll get someone in there. You would think with the amount of players they had on loan several years ago and the amount of youth players they have that they could find a center back who could do better than Thiago Silva and Cucurella. All right, speaking of center backs, there was one that was actually sent off this weekend for 2 bookable offenses in a span of 12 seconds. 12 seconds. Lewis Dunk, welcome to the dumbass club. What were you? Do you boys know that he was sent off for arguing with the referee
No.
twice?
Like a desk.
Well,
so he pulled a desk.
He was yellow carded for arguing the referee.
Yes.
Can I swear?
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
Okay.
Wait, hold on, Brooks. Get the deep.
So
Sure, hold on.
So the second yellow, moments after the first one where he got caught with the referee,
Yeah.
he turned round to the referee and he goes, "You bull."
I timed that well.
I mean, you're not allowed to say that to a referee.
Hey, one more time, Brooks. One more time. He called him a bull.
Was he bald?
Yes.
Was it Anthony Taylor?
Anthony Taylor, yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought he got demoted.
No, he
No.
got, well, he did for one game and then he's back, you
Just
know.
for a week.
Sounds like he needs to go back down to the.
No. This
Yeah.
isn't on the This isn't on the referee. This is on the
That's-
dumbass Lewis Dunk for. I mean, one yellow. Fine, you argued with the referee, and then the second one you called him a. No,
What's crazy is I was reading an article about it today, right? And they said that Anthony Taylor's justification in his report to the PGMOL was that he used foul and abusive language towards the official. Oh my God, Roy Keane would have been sent off every single game of his career.
Yep.
It's absolute nonsense.
It's because he's a seagull.
I
That's
mean,
why.
you can't say that to a referee, right?
There's hatred amongst the referees against the Seagulls.
I mean, I happen to agree with it. I do.
I don't
Sure.
disagree with it.
Oh,
just
for
like,
sure, for
It's just
sure.
like when Sergio Dest was losing his mind.
Yes.
You're already on a card. You
Yes.
just got it. And seconds later, you got to cross the line. Just shut up for a minute, you know?
What's dumber, the Lewis Dunk getting sent off for that, or the Serginho Dest one?
Equal.
Just as equal. I mean,
Equal.
Sergio, we haven't talked about that because it happened on
I'm
Monday.
not sure what he said because it was never released what he said. Apparently, he was covering his mouth like this.
He did kick the ball into the stands.
Well,
too.
that was
that's
what
why he got the first
that's what he got
yellow.
the first yellow for, yeah.
You got the first yellow for that. The second one was for whatever he was saying when he was going like this in front of the
love
ref.
it when you do that,
You know, and he repeatedly kept going.
Maybe it was
going.
Dutch he was saying.
I mean,
He should have been speaking Dutch, made the ref wouldn't understand it. Clearly, he was speaking English and got sent off.
I can't believe there hasn't been anything come out from U.S. Soccer that said, you know, we're not gonna pick him for the next several games because he's stupid. Like that. That's just it looks.
Poor
bad.
Halter doesn't do
I
that.
think
Well,
something will
this
happen.
and this is the second incident of him doing something like
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
So
In that game, Brighton actually did win 3-2, despite dumbass of the week.
I know.
Louis Dunk. All right, let's get to Brentford 0, Arsenal 1. Left back Kai Havertz with a goal. What?
See, Kai scoring at left back.
Kai
he didn't
Havertz.
play left back.
I know.
By the way,
I know.
I was the one that said he should move to left back in this.
Should.
But he didn't play left back. He came in
Ugh.
as a midfield.
Fine.
Should be
fine.
left back on the bus.
Left back on the bench, yes.
Should be left out of every game.
Yeah. So he did come into the game and he scored and he saved Arsenal's blushes and they win 1-0. Aaron Ramsdale steps in and plays instead of Raya due to the loan, I believe it was. I didn't actually listen to the commentary on this because there's a loan. It's not actually a purchase for Raya at Arsenal right now.
That's why he couldn't play.
It's a loan with a view to buy.
Yep.
Yeah, Ramsdale played and almost cost Arsenal the game twice.
Shaky doesn't even describe how Ramsdale was in this game.
Right. But that's the problem when you have two goalkeepers, you know, two top-level goalkeepers.
Yep.
You know.
Rumor has it that Ramsdale is going to look to go out on loan in January, and this is just wild rumors we're seeing out there. One of the places, Wolverhampton Wanderers. We'll see. I don't know if they actually need a goalkeeper. I think theirs is all right, but he wants to leave and go out on loan because he wants to be able to play. And if you think about it, Euros are coming up this upcoming summer, and he wants to be the number one goalkeeper. Not sure he will. I think that's going to go to Pope. But yes, Arsenal 1, Brentford 0. Burnley 1, West Ham 2. West Ham leave it late in the 86th minute, score a goal to tie it up, and then they go ahead and score another one to win 2-1. And Burnley, oh my, are you in trouble? Luton Town 2, Crystal Palace 1. The biggest thing that happened in this game, unfortunately, is Crystal Palace lose two of their star players to what looks to be long-term injuries. Eze gets stretchered off, and then Decore gets stretchered off. He was by himself running, went down to the ground, and screamed in pain. Non-contact injury. Something popped. He could be done for the season. Not looking good for Roy Hodgson and Crystal Palace there. As we said, Brighton 3, Nottingham Forest 2, Sheffield United 1, Bournemouth 3. Bournemouth putting some balls in the back of the net. Tomorrow's game. Whew, are you excited? Because I'm excited. Fulham versus Wolves. No, not exactly the game we were hoping for to end the weekend, but 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time kickoff. Fulham Wolves. I'm going to put a prediction right now. I'll say 2-2. That's all I got. Boys, anybody else want to put a prediction on that game?
Tomorrow,
Yeah.
I'm going to say Wolves win 2-1.
Yeah, they're on a roll, aren't they?
A little bit.
Them all right.
A little bit.
Yeah, I like
Gary
that one.
O'Neill's got
1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna fall asleep about the 50th minute, nod off, and then
Second nap of the day for you there, huh?
second half of the day, and then wake up around the 89th minute to rewind and see the score.
I take it.
Oh, you wanted a prediction of the match?
Yes.
Oh, the going on in the
Score
game.
of the game.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, you just said prediction.
This
so
is
that
true.
was.
I need to be a little bit
That's
more
on you, my friend.
clear. That is on
That
me.
is
Apologies,
your
friend.
mistake. You
Yes.
didn't specify, and I
Now,
was
a prediction of
honest.
the score of the
I was
game.
because the other part of that was pretend to be working while I sleep. Anyway, Fulham 2, Wolves 1, goal from both Americans. Sounds great to me.
All right. Interesting prediction from Nate. All right, I do want to play a fun game right now, friends. Everybody, the folks who are watching it, we've got a little fun game. We talked about it earlier. That Liverpool-Man City game ended 1-1. And at the end of the game, Klopp and Pep shook hands and all was good. And then Darwin Núñez and Pep started talking. Oh my. And then Klopp had to pull Darwin Núñez away. So, what is being said here? Friends, what's being said? Because, oh my, they had to be separated, and Darwin Núñez did not look happy. I think he may have been the one who said something, but it could be the other way around. Put in the comments, what do you think is being said here? We'll read out the good ones. Boys from
Are we
around
guessing?
here, yeah, what do you think was said? I did see one on the Facebook group that I thought was excellent. I'll read that out in a second. But what do you guys think was said here?
Ha, you're bald.
What? Ha? You're bald? You think Darwin Núñez said that to Pep?
Of course.
So Pep says, good game, Darwin.
Darwin's got some
Darwin
good. He's got a little
says,
man bun.
"Ha,
He's got it
you're
going
bald."
there.
Okay.
Wouldn't you say that to Pep?
No.
You
I don't think anybody say that to Pep,
No.
but good luck with that.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to read off. The one that I saw online was Pep saying to Darwin Núñez, you're just a cheap wish of Andy Carroll. Like, was it the wish.com version of Andy Carroll? And he's not wrong. I think Darwin Núñez is a better player than Andy Carroll, but there you go.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to really absorb that one. Go on, Nate.
Paella is shit.
Wait, what?
Spanish dish.
Spanish dish. Paella.
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 Paella
Paella.
is shit.
But they're...
Yeah.
Oh. I see. Yes.
Yeah, it would have caused quite the uproar. Quite the
Yes. Paella is shit.
Actually, it's a delicious dish. But
Is it?
I don't know why Darwin Núñez was bag on it, though.
I don't know either. We'll have to
Is he
ask.
Portuguese, Nunez?
Uruguayan.
Ooh, Erdogan. Okay.
Oh, they don't do rice dishes
No.
in Uruguay, no.
Mm.
Rice is a premium.
And you guys are now learning something because actually I think he just made that up.
Statistically proven, you
Yeah.
can't prove me wrong right now.
All right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what, Nate? You know what I can prove? Hell is real, my friend. Hell is real. Is it not? Because Columbus and Cincinnati in the Eastern Conference MLS Finals being played. Is that next week, Brooks? I got to get a
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's FC Cincinnati at home hosting Columbus because FC Cincinnati had the better record.
Correct. Yes.
All right. I did.
I'm sorry, you spelled best record wrong.
I didn't actually spell it. I just said it, but
I don't know how to spell, and you know
this is
this.
true.
Is it a two-legged affair?
No,
One.
it's just
One.
straight like
It's at
bracket
Columbus.
style.
Winner takes all, my
At
friend.
Columbus.
No, at
At-
Cincy.
Cincy.
Oh, at Cincy.
Yep.
buddy.
And then Houston won tonight against Sporting KC 1-0. And
Houston
currently,
moves on. Okay.
yes, and currently it's 0-0 between Seattle and LAFC.
And we think LAFC is going to win that one, right?
I don't know. Seattle, I don't know, it's the last go around for some of the Seattle guys that have been there for a while.
I'm gonna go Seattle.
Nico Ladero and
Seattle.
whatnot.
I think
so, yeah.
LAFC will pull that out.
I'm going to go
All
Seattle.
right, let's go back though because hell is real as Nate pulls his scarf through the shirt. All right, is this the matchup you were looking forward to? Is this not the greatest matchup you could have asked for at the MLS, Eastern Conference MLS Finals?
No, this is the matchup that scares the ever-leaking shit out of me.
You should love it. It's big. It's your rivals, Columbus.
This is the matchup that like gives me wet pants. I mean, this is I would have had
Not in a good way.
no, not in a good way.
Not
I
in a
would
good way.
have Orlando won. I mean, it's going back to the game that they played against Philadelphia. Cincinnati did not look great in the attacking third. They looked very, very poor. They were missing Yazga and Wobano, which would have helped them for sure. On the other side of the coin, and you know a little bit more about my rivals than I do because I won't sully myself with that type of viewing. Orlando went down a player, and Columbus throttled them.
Yeah, but I mean, I watched a little bit of that game. I think I turned on something else after I was watching. I think it was a college game I wanted to watch. It was good. Like, I mean, both these teams are cooking right now, Cincy and Columbus. It's going to be a very, very good game. And listen, credit to Wilfred Nancy. I mean, his first year, they got rid of a lot of players. I mean, Diego Rossi they brought in as a DP. Cucho's been good for them. Alexander Maton's been very good. He's kind of like makeshift the guys that Caleb Porter didn't want to play, and he's kind of found spots for them. And he's this new 3-5-2, 3-4-3 they've been playing, and they play it throughout the academy system down from the 19s to the 15s. But it's working, and Patrick Schulte's been very good for them. Eli Room, with all the stuff that's going on with him this year, but I mean Schulte's come up with huge saves. The kid out of St. Louis, so.
So Brooks, knowing that Nate is on the other side of the room here and he probably will take his shoe off, give me a prediction. Who's winning? Who's winning this game, and what's the score, my friend?
I'm going to go FC Cincy 1-0 at home.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a tough match.
It is.
Columbus honestly speaking, they own the rivalry. They absolutely own the rivalry.
That's because we got to say it. FC Cincinnati were crap for the first 3 years.
So historically,
in the
they've been better,
league, and they haven't been in the league as long.
But
Obviously.
you know as well as I knew,
Yep.
as I do, and what I just said with Liverpool United, the one thing that gets a team up is
rivalries.
a rivalry, especially
Yes.
if you're the underdog, which technically Columbus is.
Correct.
So it does kind of scare me. It's great that they're going to have Miazza back. Hopefully they'll have Womano back in the center, which will definitely help. They absolutely have to fix what they were doing in the attacking third against Philly because it was bad. It was absolutely bad. That's where they lost. They just lost possession after possession, stupid opportunities that they just kind of gave it away sillily. So we'll see. I'm hoping Cincinnati wins, of course. I think they can win. I think they might have the better squad, but that you always have that. It's always a wild card when you're doing this type of.
So the head-to-head, let's see, the first matchup, Cincy won 3-2 at TQL Stadium. And then the second matchup, as I'm scrolling here, Columbus won 3-0 at lower.com.
And I will say the one thing that Cincinnati has on their side is they have an incredible home record this year. Their home record is incredible.
Yes.
So if it was away, wow, I'd be kind of thinking that Columbus would walk away with it. But
So this is kind of a fun one because it's to settle the score of like who's got the better of the team in just in the series. It's just game 3,
Yeah.
so to
The
say.
rubber match. And FC
Yeah.
Cincinnati, Nate, you forget they also have MLS Coach of the Year, Mr. Pat Noonan.
and
Who Craig played against?
and
Who I did,
defensive
you're
player
right.
of the year, Matt Miazga.
Yeah.
Miazga, yeah.
And rumor has it, strong rumor has it, because on Monday there's supposed to be a big announcement and a big celebration apparently at FCC Stadium that Lucio Acosta is going to be playing.
Lucio Acosta to be named MLS MVP.
That's the
That's
big
the
rumor
correct,
that everyone keeps going, what's going down on Monday? There's a special event. They're not saying what it is.
All right.
That's the big rumor.
All right.
Nice.
Well, I think you might be right. So next Saturday, Columbus visit FC Cincinnati, and Houston play against, to be determined as they are playing now, Seattle versus LAFC. We've got 4 strong teams here, my friends, in the MLS conference finals.
Yeah, I think Houston, honestly, I mean, like I said, that was the one that I think that was really surprising was Ben Olsen's first year.
Yeah.
Pat
Onstead.
Pat Onsted's been kind of moving around and trying to figure things out. Hector Herrera's finally playing well. You get Steve Clark from Portland, you bring him over, does well in the second year. They've got some guys like Griffin Dorsey, who played at IU, who was a top draft pick back in the day when Toronto took him. He's found his position at right back. So this team's clicking. And they brought internationals to click in with the domestic guys and the guys they've drafted and the guys they've got around the league. So it's interesting. Nate?
I was just going to say, as you said, and building that as well, often, like you said weeks ago, the team with the hot hand usually is the team that does well.
Yes.
Houston coming into this, winning the Open Cup
winning the Open Cup
against
against
Miami, is the team with the hot hand right now, and they're certainly showing it. So, just to add on to something that Brooks said a few weeks ago about Houston there.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, you got a center forward in Corey Bayard who won a couple national championships with Stanford starting for you. Listen, this isn't LAFC or a sexy, Miami team that can go out and buy players, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, Sporting KC made a good run at the end of the year too. So that wasn't an easy win for Houston to get. So
is our guy, friend of the show, Kellen Acosta, LAFC player, is he healthy again? Is he playing? Is he starting? Is he on the bench? Do we know?
Let's see here.
Do we know if he's healthy? Because he did suffer a little bit of an injury this year.
He's
earlier this
playing.
year. He is. He is. All right. You know, guys?
Which only means one thing.
What's that?
LA's winning this game.
LA's going to win this game.
Just like I predicted last year.
Do you know why Kellen Acosta is so good, my friends?
Is it because he eats Wheaties?
I don't know. I'll have to check into that. I'll have to ask him actually. But
Because
it
he
may
knows us?
be- Maybe because he knows us, but
Yeah.
also maybe because he trains with Next Level Training. Come back after this quick video from Next Level Training.
Change tempo, yes, yes, drop out, good. Yes, touch play, right foot, yes. Scan, good. Touch in, play, drop your hip, right, yes, good scan. Yes. Jay, well done. Good side on touch. Play, see it, yes.
Kellen Acosta and a bunch of other MLS players and NWSL players all come home to Detroit and train with Aaron Bird, Scotty Wright, Dylan, Renato, the boys of Next Level Training. And you should too. Sign your kids up today if you want them to get to the pros. No guarantees, by the way. All right, listen, we got a lot to get to. We're going to talk NCAA soccer. We're going to talk about women's NCAA soccer, men's NCAA soccer, U17 World Cup, and next on our list, Wrexham. Now, Wrexham made the jump this year up a division. And they started out 0-1, 0-2, and we all thought, that's what happens when you get to a new division. And this is going to be a bit of a humbling year. Oh my, did they prove us wrong? They are now second in the division. I know Danny has a couple of stats he wants to throw our way and chat about it. Our guy, Danny Price. How is Wrexham doing, my friends?
You know, it just goes to show that they're doing obviously really well, right? So they're third place in League Two right now, and it just goes to show that with a positive environment created by the owners, that can create a football club by pumping money into infrastructure, the team standards, but more importantly, the structure of the footballing department. It's really important. And I was reading an article the other day about Ryan Reynolds, one of the co-owners, and he said this, and I quote, "The reason Wrexham has been successful, at least on the pitch, is because Rob and I generally don't meddle. We've hired people with vast landscapes of football knowledge."
Todd Bowley, take note.
Yeah, Todd Bowley,
Well, every other big owner.
Joel Glazier, please take note of these two guys, actors and a producer, that have taken over a football club and gone, you know what, we're going to use our money as influence, but we're going to hire the right people in place to actually make the difference on the field. And it just shows you when, again, they're not doing it to make money, they're putting money into the club to make the club successful. And it's showing. So,
yeah, I think that's pretty impressive, though. You got Notts County in the top 10. I mean, the other team that came up with Wrexham last year. I mean, that they were up in the top 5 at one point with them, but with those two, and Notts County having some history as well in the league. But the next few games, let's see if I look at their their schedule. They have some FA Cup games coming up, but they play. So it looks like Tuesday, tomorrow, or sorry, not tomorrow. This week, is that Harrogate Town? Did I say that right?
You got it.
Okay, they play Harrogate Town. They have an FA Cup match against Yeovil Town.
Yeovil. Yep.
Yeovil Town. It's always a learning curve for this.
Hey, you know what? You're American. You're just learning some of the lower division, lower English division teams. It's all right. Yeovil Town.
Yes. And then they have a Football League trophy. It's the second round. They play Burton.
Yep.
And then they come back and play Forest Green.
All right.
And then Colchester, right?
Yep, you got it. Well, yesterday they won. Was it 6-1 or 6-0?
6-0.
6-0 against Morecambe, and Super Paul Mullen with a hat trick.
Yeah, he's got a book he just came out with too.
He just released a book.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah. That guy's doing everything.
You gonna pick that up?
Yeah, fancy to read that at some point.
I take you as a book reader.
I like reading books. I think Danny likes to read books too.
Danny does like to read books. Nate takes books and does what I do with them, and props up broken tables.
I don't believe in reading. It's a farce.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really surprised, though, by Wrexham doing well as they did. I mean, they bought players that were well above the league that they were in, actually going into, and they did that with intent to keep moving. And I thought with the money, the infrastructure, with the players they bought, the foundation they built going into this, that they would actually continue progressing. And I think they'll continue progressing even beyond that.
Yeah. Listen. As we said with all the EPL teams, it's December and January where it's make or break time, and I think it's the same for League 1, League 2 teams. It's make or break time. We'll see how you come through this period, and if you're still up there in first, second, or third, you got a super chance of being there. You can't win the division in this time period, but you can definitely lose it. All right, we got a lot of other things to get to here. Why don't we talk about a little bit of NCAA soccer. The NCAA women are now doing Final Four. They're up to the Final Four. We've got Stanford, BYU, Clemson, and the ever-present Florida State University.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. BYU, by the way, we're down 3-0 to UNC and came back and won 4-3. UNC just sat back in that second half and played as deep as they could. And BYU came out and scored 4 goals. Well done to BYU, beating UNC. Clemson, FSU there. As I said, FSU ever present in the women's Final Four. My money would be on them again, to be honest, this year. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. On the men's side, Brooks, I know we have a little bit of an update today. Western Michigan went down to Notre Dame and lost on penalties.
Yeah.
It's
Tough match.
So sorry for all our Bronco fans out there. It's a great run, though. Chad Wiseman and those Broncos had a great run.
Yeah, I mean, Chad's done a very good job with that program. It's interesting. I mean, there's some teams that you'd expect in here, but, so you have with the Elite Eight here, you have Stanford and Clemson going to play each other. So Stanford's got to go to Clemson because they're the lower seed. Clemson's the 9 seed, Stanford the 16.
Yep.
UNC taking care of Hofstra today. UNC the 3 seed. They will play unseeded Oregon State, who have made quite a run and just smashed SMU last night, 7-1.
Yeah, I saw that 7-1.
Yes,
incredible.
I think they have, in my opinion, they have the best center forward in college soccer.
Who'd that be?
Logan Farrington from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
How old is he?
Is
he what
probably like
year?
20. So he's last year. He's a senior, redshirt senior. Yeah.
So we're looking at one of the top picks in the MLS Super Draft.
I think you could have he could be a top 10 pick, depending on what team wants him.
Okay, I like it.
Yes.
I like it.
Scores goals with both feet, good size, can run at players, does a phenomenal job. I liked him when he played at Horizon League, University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and then he put himself in the transfer portal, and he's done really well at Oregon State and still scoring goals. So,
and in your opinion, he is the best center forward in college football.
Domestic. Let's just put best domestic.
Yeah.
Because there's some top international center forwards, but domestic, yes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the number 1 seed went down this weekend. Marshall, who had 80% international players, 77% overall.
Yes.
77% of their team.
Yep.
So like 23 of 30 or 23 or 29 or something like that. International players. They lose
to Stanford,
who had, I think it was reverse numbers.
Pretty much. They have mostly domestic.
Yeah.
And the funny thing with that is there was a lot of tension with that one because a few years ago, Jeremy Gunn made a comment, the Stanford men's soccer head coach, made a comment when Marshall won back in 2020 that it's bad for the game that these smaller schools are bringing all these internationals, and there's different ways to look at it, right? So there's the small schools have to do that to be competitive because they're not going to get the players that a Stanford will, or a Michigan or Michigan State or an IU or Notre Dame. But listen, at the end of the day, you gotta beat who's in front of you, right?
Yep.
So and that's what Stanford did. They went to Marshall and they won today.
Good for Stanford.
And on the other side of the bracket, just to let you know, IU beat UVA today. So we have a Indiana rivalry matchup between IU and Notre Dame.
Oh,
Yes.
that'll be a good game.
Indiana's on fire too, and kind of like Nate brought up with the Houston Dynamo is the same thing with college soccer. When you catch fire at the end of the year and then you go into the tournament on fire, it's hard to beat you.
And Indiana have done that. They seem to be the city
Yes.
of college soccer because they catch fire at the end of the year every freaking year. And we saw, Brooks, you and I saw how poor Indiana were earlier this year.
Yes.
But you're not wrong. They just kept going, plugging away, and caught fire towards the end of the year. And here they are.
Yes. And then the last
Again.
matchup for the Elite Eight here is West Virginia. They took care of Vermont this weekend. They beat them 2-1, and they will play LMU, Loyola Maryland University from California, as they beat James Madison 1-0. LMU, I saw earlier this year at the University of Michigan. Very good team. I don't think they'll get past West Virginia. I think they lack goal scorers, but who knows what could happen. So there's the Elite Eight matchups for you.
All right. Love me some college soccer. All right, we're going to move on to the U17 World Cup, and then we'll have a U17 discussion, just a little bit of a discussion, some difference of opinions. All right, what's happening in that U17 Boys World Cup? We've got Argentina, France, Germany, and powerhouse Mali left as the Final Four. Tuesday, both games are played. Tuesday the 28th, 7 a.m., we've got France versus Mali, and then Argentina versus Germany at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Some interesting matchups there. I forget who it was that knocked out England. There was a lot of who Danny, you remember who knocked out the U17s for
Was
England?
it Uzbekistan?
I can't remember.
It was Uzbekistan, right, Nate?
Kazakhstan or
Didn't you share that with
Uzbekistan or
us?
Someone. Yeah, and I mean
The global powerhouse, Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan, yes. I expect to see Uzbekistan in the first team national team rankings in very soon because of that. Anyway, listen, we've had a little bit of a discussion, boys, maybe a little bit of a difference of opinion on the U17s and what it means. Brooks, I think you put a little bit more emphasis on it than Nate does. I can see why, but let's make this a friendly argument, right, boys? Let's keep it civil. Brooks, this is into your territory, right? Youth soccer. Let's have at it. When you want to chat about the U17s and the setup and everything.
I mean, so listen, with these youth World Cups, especially at the 17 level, it's a mixture, right? You're going to get guys, if you've kind of looked in the past. I mean, I kind of wrote guys just from the different eras that have made the World Cups, 99 kind of being the big team with Beasley, Donovan, Oguchi Onyewu, Beckerman, Bobby Convey, those guys coming up to play for the national team. Not all of them significant caps, but having, playing in a World Cup or significant CONCACAF matches. And then you kind of get to the later years, in the middle between like 99, you have a few guys, 1 to 2 that have really stepped up and made a huge difference in the national team. But recently, and maybe this is the term with Klinsmann when he was in there, or is the churn with Berhalter, you have guys like Austin Trusty, De La Torre, Pulisic, Adams, Brandon Vasquez, Zendejas, 2015 that were on the 17 World Cup, and some other names in 17 and such and in 19. So listen, it's hit or miss. Not everyone is always going to make, to the 17s, to the 20s, to the 23s, to the full national team. But I see it as a very important step, especially for this country in America, because the youth soccer is not as, I would say, competitive. Even if you're playing MLS Next, it's a different style than what Europe is. So I feel that having us qualify for the 17s, 20s, and the Olympics have always been the one that's been a killer for us. I think that 23 is an important thing for guys that are kind of on the cusp of playing for the national team and not being considered in the group has been very important. Just going over since 1985 with the 17s, the only year they haven't qualified is 2013. Into the 20s since 1977, they've not qualified in 1977, 1979, 1985, 91, 95, and 2011. And then the 23 since 92 for the Olympics. And this has been one they've talked about for a lot of the former men's national team players. 04, 2012, 2016, 2020, they have not qualified for the Olympics. So there's a lot of, you've seen those older age groups, there's a lot of gaps, right?
Yep.
And I think those are extremely important matches for U.S. players to play in those big moments, that when they get called into playing for a Gold Cup or in CONCACAF to play against these other teams, that it's good for them to play in these youth tournaments so they're prepared for what they see in the men's team.
I get where you're going. I absolutely see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Not essential, but it helps, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Nate, we had a discussion in a group text, and I think you disagreed a little bit.
I was told to be nice and not turn it into a shit show. What do you want from me?
Don't turn it into a...
My daughter played in a charity 3v3 tournament. Do you want to talk about that next?
Oh, that sounds like fun. How'd you do?
You did all right.
Yeah.
It's key for development.
Well, okay, but I can definitely see Brooks's point, right? It's not... Playing at the U17 World Cup, it does not mean you are going to translate to be the next superstar of your country, right? It just doesn't happen like that. People progress at different...
Hey, Craig, let me ask you a question. You're a huge English fan.
I am.
Danny, you're a huge English fan. I'll turn to you guys. How upset were you that Uzbekistan beat your England U17 team? Craig, go first.
I mean, I laughed.
Okay, Craig, name someone on your U17 team. Name someone. I don't care. I don't care what he does. Name someone.
I should be able to, but I can't at the moment.
Danny, go ahead. You're up next. Uzbekistan. Super pissed. Did you even know about it before I posted that there? When I said the comment, this is why I don't take U17 seriously?
I didn't even know what was going on.
Okay. 1.4%. 1 point for you. We like that number. 1.4% college players go pro. 0.8% D1 college players go pro. Okay?
Sure.
Development is not linear. U17, if you played on it, fantastic, good for you, good that you did well, not trying to shit over it, means nothing for the men's national team. 78% of the nation 2023 Nation League team, 78% of that squad right now playing in our Nations League did not play for our U17 national team, our U17 national team.
Do they play for other U17 national teams? Possibly, but it doesn't matter.
Development is not linear. 77% of the 2022 World Cup national team did not play for our U17 national team.
Is that current or how far?
2022
Just 2022.
World Cup.
Okay.
I stopped there because the numbers were consistent. Of the notable players that did not play for our U17 national team, Kobe Jones, who's the all-time leader in appearances, Clint Dempsey tied for the dual tied for the goal scorer, did not play for U17. Tim Howard did not play for U17. Josie Altidore did not play for U17. Eric Wildenada did not. Brian McBride, Jay Dermott, remember him? He was a good player, did not play U17. Alexia Lawless, Kyle's Broken Amber, Jermaine Jones. Are we catching a pattern here? So when I say U17 is not really the end-all, be-all, and why I don't take it seriously is because statistically shown and actually big players shown, it's not there. More importantly, when I run up and down the posts on our Facebook page, very little interest. Should I stop or should I keep going at this point? I was told to take it seriously and not shit over all over
your
it.
point, but
So-
I will say...
I do want to know the two people outside of you
Yeah.
who liked the racism for Germany's U17 team. How do you like that? That should have been a negative.
Wait.
Why you gave that a thumbs up is beyond me.
I don't know. It was a post, and it just said it had racism.
You're not even
but
paying
I
attention.
thought there was like a story
It's
behind
supposed
it.
to be an angry face on that one.
Oh.
By the way, 95 Tim Howard played for the 17s. So I
Not
wrote
acco-
So,
Not according,
1995.
not according to his bio, not according to his Wikipedia page.
ooh, wait,
it
hold
was
on.
on the
Lost-
US U17 Wikipedia page. It went all the way back to 90.
I looked
even
at
before
I
that.
looked at his career I looked at his career record in Wikipedia on his personal page. I also looked in the Foot Mobile.
Okay, all right. So I think this can go either way. You know, you can put emphasis on it or not. Clearly, just because a lot of people didn't pay attention to it doesn't mean it wasn't
It
important.
has nothing
but,
to do with that.
But it's not.
It has nothing to do with
It
that.
is not going to be just because you played there doesn't mean you're automatically going to be
Development
pushed
is
through,
not
right?
linear.
I said that, though.
I agree.
Development
I
is
said
not-
that with the players I
I
listed.
think you guys are kind of arguing the same thing.
Yeah.
Ish.
No,
I
because I'm
think
saying
he
it's
just-
absolutely not important and irrelevant to anything that's going on right now.
He just overrates it. You think he overrates it.
It's important in development.
No, it's not.
Well,
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Those are the players coming into your system.
No, it's not, because 78% of them never came through our system there, Brooks. So, no, it's not.
I
And
think-
77 before that currently. So, no, it's
How
not.
many of those guys I listed played for all the other World Cup teams that did well in 2010 and 14 and whatnot? Donovan, Dempsey, Beasley.
78% of your current squad that is playing in your current competition and 77 of the last competition did not play, period. I didn't go further than that. That's all I need to know about the current state.
I should have brought popcorn.
yeah. We definitely should have brought popcorn. Listen, it's fine. We have a differing opinion. That's it. That's all it is. We all have difference of opinions. Someone rates it highly. Someone doesn't rate it highly. It is what it is.
I'll just finish with this. This is what I'm going to finish with. Is that we don't play a lot of competitions like this in America. I mean, you have it like in state, not the high level, not at high level soccer. It's very much seasonal. You have like playoffs and whatnot. We don't have competitions like this where you got to qualify and then go into something. Sure, you have MLS Next Flex that you do that in to qualify for MLS Next playoffs, but it's not as high of a caliber. And that's why it's important that the 17s go through this and you get into the 17 World Cup and the 20s and the 23s.
I will say lastly, you believe it's important for that, right? In your opinion, it's important they go through it.
20s and 23s are a different ball game. I look forward to Uzbekistan's dominance on the global stage.
That's why I
now
said
that
they're
they
going to
beat
now
England.
they
Say Ukraine's won the U20 World Cup and it's not translated all of it. So, I mean, it just happens,
I guess that's furthering my point.
I was going to say, I don't know where that one's going. All right, listen, boys, we could go on and on about this. Difference of opinion. Hey, one person values it more than the other. It is what it is. It's still soccer. I still like
hell
it.
of a and please understand, I'm not taking away from any accomplishment that anyone makes at any one level. I don't care if you're winning a men's over 40 Division 4 thing. Good on you for playing. I'm just saying the relevance to that and the relations to whether or not you're going to have a good national team is not there.
Agreed. Understood. Your opinion. Now, speaking of good nations teams, we got Danny who wants to talk about the Euros. Danny, we've got, was it 21 of 24 European teams that have qualified, and we have 3 spots left. Nate says he wants to talk about this.
I love the Euros. Don't take that away from me.
I know, but
fucking love the Euros.
But Danny was sat at his desk today studying and drawing up the numbers and looking at who could make it and where.
Do you know the 12 teams that are in the playoff berth?
Yes.
Okay, name them. Every single one of them. Go.
Shit, I didn't write it down.
So you didn't do the research then?
Greece.
That's 1.
Luxembourg.
2. And Dead Space.
Hold on. I got it. Wait. Poland.
Okay, 3.
Uh-huh.
Out of 12.
I'm going to keep going. You want to keep going?
No.
Oh, okay. You go ahead. Floor's yours.
So, yeah, obviously 21 teams have qualified for Euro 2024. Both Nate and I love this tournament, so I will give him his credit where his credit's due. I actually think, so I'll run down the 21 teams really quick. So Germany, Portugal, France, Spain, Belgium, England, Hungary, Denmark, Albania, Austria, Turkey, Romania, Hungary, Denmark, Albania, Austria, Turkey, Romania, Serbia, Italy, and Switzerland. And then there's 3 playoffs playoff path A, B, and C. The winner of Wales and Finland faces the winner of Poland and Estonia to grab a spot in Euro 24. The B playoff is Bosnia and Herzegovina versus Ukraine faces the winner of Israel and Iceland. I didn't even realize Israel was a European country.
Yeah. They were actually fairly well. They were finished that.
Yeah, I didn't even realize Israel was a European country.
They're considered one, yeah.
I'm gonna join you there. Didn't realize that either.
I know, right? So the last one is Greece and Kazakhstan faces the winner of Georgia versus Luxembourg. I thought Georgia was a state in America.
It is.
It's
Yes,
also
let 'em in.
Or a city in America. I didn't even realize it's a European country. So what the fuck? Anyway,
Welcome to the English youth school system.
And this is the guy you turned to talk about the Euros.
you didn't even mention Georgia either. So
I didn't get there.
wind your neck back in, son.
Oh, wow. I don't even know what that means.
All right, we are looking forward to the Euros that are coming up in 2024, being hosted in
Chamonix.
Germany. Yes. Listen,
There's
Nate.
only one winner out of that tournament anyway. So
I mean, do you hold on? I asked you for a prediction yesterday, and you said you were going to wait closer to the tournament, and then I think you said I'm going to wait till halfway through the tournament.
I will give you my prediction now.
Oh,
I will give you my prediction now. You ready?
Hold on. Let me guess.
If Southgate stays with England, we're not winning it.
He's staying with
If
England.
Southgate leaves and we go, you know what, Pep, just take us for the summer, or Klopp,
Or
take us for the summer, or
anybody.
Mourinho, take us for the summer, we'll win the whole thing easy.
Yeah. All right, Brooks, you were going to say something there? If England, I think we can say England have one of the best teams heading into right now. Obviously, we've got 6 months, 7 months before, but they do have one of the best teams heading into it, provided we can stay healthy. We always seem to have an injury or two going into the tournament, but if you had to put it right now, England have to be one of the favorites. Absolutely have to be.
Nate, please tell our viewership who you think is going to win Euros.
Well, I think there's a strong bet that France is going to win it. I think France has a solid team. I think Netherlands has a also very solid team on the back of World Cups.
Do you know why France have a real shot at winning it? Because they have such a good team, but such a young team.
Yep.
Young.
Yep.
People don't realize how young that team was. One of the youngest teams in World Cup 2023 there.
And I'm excited for Denmark, Austria, and Hungary because all three of those teams have very exciting players to watch. And
Who are the other teams you just
Denmark,
named? Sorry?
Hungary,
Denmark
and Austria.
Hungary and Austria.
Yes. I'm
Interesting.
very
Okay.
excited for
Austria
all three of those
are always decent. Hungary haven't been decent for a long
teams.
time.
Yeah, but now they got Solskjaer.
Soboslai.
Sloboslai.
Solskjaer.
You have to say his name right.
I don't need to.
Yes,
It's only
you do.
suggested.
One player isn't going to make a team, but
But
Hungary, I think, will win a game or two, but won't.
they finish on the top.
past.
They finished in top of their group. They're actually a solid squad to watch.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you that. Okay.
I'm not saying they're going to win it. I'm saying I'm excited to watch them. I don't
Alright.
think they're going to win it.
I think they have a chance of, depending on
Okay.
things being right,
yeah.
to actually get out of the group.
Yeah. All right, Brooks. You got your
Question
hand
for
up?
everyone.
Yes.
So, not to win it, but who's your dark horse to make it
You took the words out of
further
my
than you
mouth.
think? Oh,
The
did
word-
I
you took
really?
the words out of my
Sorry.
mouth, actually. Yeah.
Sorry.
Denmark, probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
I like Denmark.
Yeah.
Not my dark horse. I like Denmark.
I like Denmark, but I don't think it's them. I think the winners are going to be either England and France, and the dark horse.
The Dutch have got an outside chance just because the fact that they're decent.
They got a good team.
They got a good team. They're decent. They can cause an upset. Maybe they're a dark horse. Italy won't win it.
No, good lord, no.
You know, I mean, you got your favorites, right? I mean, the three. Germany always shot in home country, host country, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, anytime England's ever hosted, I mean, the last time we hosted '96, we made the semi-finals.
Yeah.
We hosted 2004, whatever it was, the last one, 2016. No, 2018. We made the final Euros.
That was 2020, right?
2020, yeah, we made
2020,
the
yep.
finals in
Yep.
Euros. So anytime a host country hosts it, they usually
Usually
do pretty.
make the finals,
They usually
yeah.
go pretty far. And
Germany's going to be out of the group.
I think good.
They're not going anywhere.
well, I mean, they're the host country, so I mean, you know, you get the fans behind them and all that sort of stuff. I mean,
You never know what could happen.
Never
there,
knows
yeah.
what happens. So I mean, England, France, Germany, going to be in and around there. Netherlands.
I don't mind the Netherlands shout. What do we think on Belgium?
No.
Are they just too past it now?
No.
Just too far past it?
Yeah, they had their shot.
For dark horse, like to get
Yeah.
or to win it.
To do anything, yeah. Just to,
No.
to,
No,
to
they're
really
just,
advance.
you know, I don't. I mean,
They're just too old now. Their golden generation's faded away, and it's become a silver generation-ish.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
not. No, it's not good.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in Scotland.
You need to get your head out of your, you know what. Okay. All
I
right.
think you've got a love affair with Scott McTominay.
I do.
I think you actually like his butt cheeks.
Kieran Tierney's pretty cool too.
Kieran Tierney.
Yeah.
Dark horse,
What, Scotland? Dark horse? No?
Serbia.
Sorry. What about Croatia? Do you think they moved past the old guys?
Croatia is actually
I think
was actually my number strong.
Croatia are
close-
not a dark horse, though.
they're not.
No, Serbia. Serbia
Really?
is going to be the dark horse.
World Cup finalist.
Serbia?
Serbia.
I
I
mean,
don't think Serbia ever get anywhere close, to be honest, personally, or Croatia. But
Not the Swiss?
They got
No.
a
No.
solid team.
I mean, it's going to be a fun tournament. We are 6-7 months away, provided we can have players who stay healthy. We need players to stay healthy for this tournament to be enjoyable and for England to
That's
win.
tough to say with all of them going down with injuries.
Players just keep falling down with injuries.
I know.
It gets worse and worse. All right, some quick news here, boys. Terry Venables passed away today at the age of 80. He is, for you folks who really don't know, Terry Venables was a player and a manager, coached a host of teams, most notably Spurs, England, and Barcelona. One of the first English managers to win La Liga. Took Barcelona to the Champions League final as well. Won the FA Cup and the league, I believe, with Spurs back in the 70s and 80s. Won the FA Cup with them, with Spurs as well. 80 years old, passed away today. So an English soccer legend passes away. Unfortunate there. That is one of the reasons that during the Villa Spurs game, they were all wearing black armbands. Ronaldo in 2023 has 61 goal contributions. Hey guys, do we care about that? Do we care that he has 61 goal contributions? And because he's playing in the Saudi, do we
I
care?
don't really give a shit
No.
about the Saudi regular league, so let's just move on to the next topic.
My daughter scored 4 times during the 3v3 tournament. It was quite spectacular.
Was it in the Saudi league?
It's slightly a nudge up from the Saudi league, actually.
I was going to actually give that as a comparable league to the Saudi
Yeah.
league, but figured I would throw that
mean,
out there.
I mean, the only thing I will say about it, I don't give a shit about the 61 goal contributions in Saudi Arabia. The only thing I will say about it is the goals that he scored. It puts him over the top, right? So his brace yesterday for Al Nassr, it created history because he's the all-time leading goal scorer of first division goals
Yes.
in the world.
Yes.
First division.
How many does
First
he have?
division.
Huh?
How many total?
It didn't give
Nah.
a total. It just
Okay.
he's just become the player that scored the most.
Has anyone
goals in
ever scored
division football.
1,000 goals in their career?
Yeah, well, technically Pele says he scored more than 1,000, but I believe FIFA only have him on the books for like 900 some odd.
Okay.
Ronaldo's
So-
creeping there.
Ronaldo's getting. I think
think that's what he
Ronaldo would
wants
like
to do.
Get there.
Huh?
Yeah, I think
but-
that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
That's why I gotta play in the Saudi league so I can go get there.
Oh God, the Saudi league.
And
Yeah.
I hate to bring him back to the Euros, but he is the second highest goal scorer right now behind Lukaku in that tournament.
Behind Lukaku
Watch him do well for
from
Portugal.
Belgium.
Isn't he playing for Portugal in this too?
He is.
Oh yeah.
Watch him score some good goals.
Yeah, Ronaldo's on 858 right now.
He ain't
I mean,
gonna
Oh,
make it.
you know,
damn.
he's got 100.
He's got a couple more years. He's got to score 50 plus goals.
I don't think it's possible.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I don't think we talked about this the other week. Gavi of Barcelona, suffers. He's out for a lengthy spell in the sidelines after suffering his ACL, anterior cruciate ligament injury in Spain's 3 Euro qualifying win against Georgia, by the way, 2 weeks ago. Various sources have confirmed he is out, and now FIFA are on the hook for close to 5 million or more euros to pay for the injury.
How is that FIFA's problem? I read that, and I
I
don't
know.
understand.
I don't know how that works, to be honest. I do know that if you get injured, it's usually the national team that pays the club team, has to pay the salary of the player. I don't know how FIFA are on the hook here. I saw that post as well. I meant to look into it. Haven't gotten to it. Too much going on. Don't understand it either.
3v3 youth tournament that Jags put on over the weekend took you away from that?
No.
Oh.
No, I was not there. It was probably the fact that this morning I was out at Dog and Pony Show Brewing drinking beer at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, we saw that. And who is it? Your boss or coworker?
Mr. Andy Wagstaff.
Yeah, tried to throw you a line there by saying, well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and I said, yeah, but he's watching English games and it's 2 p.m. in England, so it still makes him a degenerate just on 2 continents.
I mean, listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with me being at the bar, watching a little football, drinking a little beer. My team took
You're with
away.
family members?
We're not going to go there, Brooks.
No. Your dad. Wasn't your dad there?
My dad and my brothers were not there.
Oh, sorry.
They were
Having a drink once in a while isn't a problem.
Yeah, it's
Every
not a
now and then
problem.
you got to admit when there's a substance abuse issue, Craig.
As we cut away from that mess,
There's just
yes.
water in there.
Just something that looks like water.
Tito's water? Is that good?
Tito's is definitely not water. All right, boys. We got a couple of minutes left. We'll do some Wheel of Randomness. Let's see if anybody has any questions we can answer online as well. I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who's watching. Listen, again, I want to say a big thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net. Their Cyber Monday sale is starting very soon. Get on. They've got some big discounts. I was actually in Soccer World the other day. Got me some sweet new boots, about $60. I don't know how I got them so cheap, but I walked away with some pink beauties. We'll see if they do me any good. I seem to have lost the scoring touch as of late.
Maybe if you ran a little bit.
What does running have to do with scoring? I don't understand. this.
Running in behind defenses, maybe, running in
I
between.
heard Nate
defenses,
shut you
maybe.
down.
I wouldn't say that. I'm just
Okay,
saying,
it's fair.
allegedly, a legend, a stalwart of the local game, might have sent yours truly, Mr. Nathaniel Janulis, a complimentary text saying that he played well. This legend goes down in all histories of any total sports facility that you play on. I have since
Mo Hijazi?
he also did say I played a pretty good game.
He did.
Yay.
I since framed the text.
Framed that text.
I pulled down all the coaching certificates and master degree as those are not important compared to this text.
yeah.
See, Craig, you're very important to Nate.
Actually,
I'm something.
it is now the number one thing on my resume, the text.
The text. Just a picture
We'll
of the
just
text.
note it as the text.
For the love of God, spin that wheel.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, how many texts did you have from Craig saying you had to play a good game? When he was the opponent. He has to say that when you're on your team because he needs you to pass him the ball.
All right.
You're not wrong. Before we spin that wheel of randomness, I just want to finish. Big thank you to Next Level Training. Appreciate you guys. Big thank you to Dog and Pony Show Brewing. I had a blast out there this morning. We had a great crowd. Thank you to Jake, the awesome bartender. Recommended some beers and did a great job. Thank you to the Michigan Jags for supporting We Are Soccer. Very much appreciate you, boys. Guys and girls, sorry. All right, listen, we're going to do some Wheel of Randomness. Now, if you don't know what Wheel of Randomness is,
Just like it sounds.
Yep. Brooks, why don't we put that on your desk? You got it. Show the friendly faces there at home. We've got questions written out. We spin the wheel and we answer the questions in no particular order. So, Brooks, if you're ready, go ahead and spin that wheel.
All right. Ooh. Okay. If you had to serenade a fine young lady or wife at karaoke night, which song would you sing?
Oh, my good Lord. So I'm serenading
Your wife or your young lady?
a young lady
Yeah.
or a wife.
I left it open.
At a bar. Okay, so I'm serenading someone at a bar.
Karaoke.
Karaoke.
Yes.
And we got to pick a song. See, I've only got like 2 karaoke songs.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going with the Miley Cyrus "Party in the USA" for sure. That's my song.
It's quite a
Serenading.
serenade song.
Danny.
The gentleman above your head,
Okay.
Mr. Tom Cruise.
Mhm.
You've lost that loving feeling.
That was one of mine.
So you're both wrong. There's only one song that you serenade anyone that you're looking to court. It's F Her Gently by the Tenacious D. Not only are the lyrics easy to pronounce and say, but they are very clear on what they are trying to imply. And that you don't always have to F her hard, Danny. In fact, sometimes that's just not right to do. Sometimes you have to give her some lovin' and some effing smooches too. Sometimes you have to squeeze. Sometimes you have to say please. And sometimes you have to say, hey, I'm going to F you gently. I'm gonna screw you discreetly. I'm gonna ball you deeply. I'm gonna
There you go.
All right, so you've got this planned out.
Oh, yeah.
Well done. Very nice, Nate. Brooks, what's your song of choice?
Oh,
Is it the
man.
same one as Nate?
I was going with Back That Ass Up.
Oh, my word. I mean, that's better than my answer, to be honest.
One,
my
actually.
God.
That's a pretty good one.
I mean, that's actually a pretty good one, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could also go with Me So Horny.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right.
I was gonna go with God dang it. What's the '90s rapper? I can't remember the song. It's gonna come to me after
Funky
this.
Cole Medina?
No. What's I'll
Spin it.
Yeah.
I'll spin
All right,
the wheel again.
Next
Yeah.
wheel of randomness question. Spin that wheel.
Oh, one more. Hold on. We already did that one. All right. Here we go. All right. If the four of us opened a bar/restaurant, what would each of us, what jobs would we have at this said bar or restaurant?
Oh my.
And what will we name the restaurant?
Oh, I don't know what we'd name it, but I don't know what. All right. Well, I'm gonna say right now, my head chef is Nate because he brought food in today, and I haven't been able to eat it yet, but it smells absolutely delicious. So definitely head chef Nate. Brooks, you can be the host. Danny's gonna be my bouncer. And I'm gonna sit in the back, playing on the computer, pretending to do numbers and marketing stuff. So
I thought you'd just be the manager and drink with all the customers.
ooh, I like that one better. Oh, I like that one better. Well done. And I'm gonna call it "Drink Your Ass Off Today" Tavern. That's all I got. Nate.
So Nate Janos is opening the first ever Torchy's Tacos in Michigan, and if you haven't been to Torchy's Tacos, because most of them in the South, then that kind of sucks to be you. Anywho, at this glorious restaurant, Craig Hearn will clearly be manager/supervisor. We just stick him in the back, and just like Craig's restaurant, he does nothing because we want to actually get stuff done. So he needs to go as far away as work as possible, humanly possible. Brooks is accountant/cashier because he's good with numbers, stats, and he's smart. He can work that computer. Clearly, the man to the left of me will also be a host because of his pure sex appeal will draw people into the door. And I myself will be working like a madman in the back, dishing up all the delicious tacos that our patrons will eat because that's just how I do things.
All right, I like that. Danny.
My bar's going to be called the Dog and Duck.
The Dog and Duck.
Dog and Duck.
Really?
Dog and Duck. It's going to be called the Dog and Duck. I'm going to be the resident DJ.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Spinning the tunes on the
I'm
ones and
going
twos.
to be spinning the turntables.
Were you a DJ at one point in your life?
I've spun a few turntables.
All right.
So I'll be the resident DJ. Nate is
Okay.
going to be the muscle on the door.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Dog and Duck is going to attract the females and it's going to attract the idiots as well. So he's going to need to, be on the door.
I'm okay to still be attracted as one of the idiots, right?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
fantastic.
Yes.
Takes one to see you or to notice one.
Ah,
Hey-o.
hey, I know that guy. He's me.
Craig is going to be, the manager probably.
Wait, just out of curiosity, none of us don't. Craig's not working in any of our places.
I may give him a position in mind. I'm still
Whoa,
deciding.
ballsy.
Yeah. Take your restaurant. Oh boy, this restaurant could be going downhill quickly.
Brooks is going to be the bartender only because of the fact that I absolutely see him as you've seen the movie Roadhouse, right?
Yeah.
The guy behind the bar with the stash and the wife beater and then the towel over his shoulder.
Oh, my God.
That's Brooks.
That's
Oh
Brooks, huh?
And
I can't grow a mustache to save my life, by
You
the
have
way.
a good point there because some bartenders tend to steal from ownership from overpouring and whatnot.
Right.
Brooks seems like an honest fellow.
He ain't gonna steal from you.
He's
You're
not
right.
gonna
You're right.
overpour.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
oh.
not gonna
That
overpour.
shot's gonna be statistically correct every
You're right.
time.
You know
So
what?
I'm the honest bartender.
Danny,
okay,
that's
good.
Yeah.
good
Okay,
shout
yeah,
there for
all right.
the bartender.
No.
All right, well done. All right,
Yeah.
Brooks, what you got?
Oh, man. Nate, you're definitely the bouncer/chef. You're gonna be cooking and kicking people's butts at the same time.
Cooking for people and kicking ass.
Yeah.
My souffle is burning. I gotta make this quick, buddy.
We're making souffles in Brooks. That's not. What kind of restaurant is this?
You're fucking out. I'm fucking in. The souffle's gotta go.
All right, Brooks, finish this off.
Danny, you can be my head bartender.
All right.
I feel like you're a social guy. You like to talk with everyone. I'm sure you make a very good martini, like James Bond likes it, shaken not stirred.
Shaken not stirred.
Exactly. Oh man, Craig, what? I mean, I don't want to give you the manager role, Craig. I mean, I feel like you can be the host. You can walk around. You're a social man. You like to talk with people.
Busboy. Give me the busboy role. I do a lot of dishes. I could be the dishwasher. I do a lot of dishes in my house.
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, you can be the host.
Oh, do you know how much work a busboy has to do?
All right,
Like,
yeah,
we actually have to remove stuff from the table within a timely fashion.
I'm opting out of that role, so give me that manager sit in the back role you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll just help out wherever.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I guess we'll be Waz for beer or something. We'll call it.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
that one. Well done.
Yeah.
All right, boys, that's going to wrap us up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Appreciate it. Do us a huge favor. Give us a like, give us a subscription, give us a share. And if you're listening on a podcast, iTunes, whatever, 5 stars and a little review would go a long way. We appreciate it. All right, boys, from me and the guys here in the studio, we're out. Cheers.
Roast.